I decided to do something a little different. We're gonna check out, man, my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. These are my top 10. You can agree or disagree. It does not matter with me. Alright, it does not matter. I just figured I'd do something a little bit different with the channel today. And of course, this is going to be a reoccurring thing. You know, I'm going to do something a little different, man. Get the channel, you know, spread out. Now, I posted a video, man. You can check the, playlist. Yeah, I posted a video not too long ago of, asking my fans, man, and all my family members in the world, what could we do, man, to, expand the world, make the channel a little bit better, man, instead of just doing reaction videos all the time. And hey, y'all came through like the true fans that y'all are, and I appreciate it. Don't think that I didn't take notice to all them comments, man. Them comments helped out very well. I got stuff on the drawing board, man, on the project list. So, with that being said, though, until we get to that, today, we started with my top 10 favorite horror movies. This is something that I've always wanted to do. Somewhere along the lines next week or so, I'm going to do my top 10 favorite comedies, and then favorite dramas, favorite thrillers. But yeah, man, let's go and get it started, man. We'll start it with number 10, The Grudge. Started out as Ju-on. It's a Japanese movie, and of course came into America. We Americanized our version of it. And the movie is just basically about Japanese folklore. It definitely puts a little thrill into my eyes, a little thrill into my skin, and it scares the shit out of me. But this movie, of course, they made like 2 or 3 sequels, plus some remakes too. So, but everything beyond the first one, which is what I'm talking about, the very first one, everything beyond that is just garbage to me, especially the new one. They have so much to build on, man, when it comes to a movie, a franchise, a storyline. They got so much to build on, and they could have did something with this, man. But hey, if any of y'all have never seen The Grudge, man, I encourage you to check that out. It is definitely scary. It's definitely interesting. All right, and it makes you think about curses in its entirety. Number 9, man, we coming in at number 9 now. Number 9 for me is Night of the Living Dead. And this is George A. Romero at his finest, man. This is what started it all. It's a remake now. It's a remake of the 1967 version, of course. They start out at the cemetery. They get attacked by 1 or 2. They're not zombies at the moment, they're just dead rising from the grave at this point. I don't think zombies were a craze back then. They just called them the dead. And they get attacked. They get stranded in this house, and you find out that there are other people down there, because there's just all kind of panic going on. So you got people down in the basement. They don't know it. Then eventually, in about the second act of the movie, they meet up. They end up trying to defend the house, because all of a sudden now the dead is just coming from everywhere, coming out the woods, man. And they end up attacking this house, and man, and they're armed with a .22 rifle. They're trying to board up the windows, man, with tables and everything. So if y'all have not seen Night of the Living Dead 1990 version with Candyman, and I cannot remember his name, but yeah, if y'all haven't seen that, I suggest you do that. That is a classic movie. But yo, coming in at number 8, man. Coming in at number 8, we got Creepshow. Now, Creepshow is a classic. This is, of course, written by the king of horror himself, Stephen King. It is a novel, started as a novel. 3 different stories, specific tales, and you got each tale that just gradually gets worse. It gradually gets worse, man, as you get to the very last one. And they got a sequel to it. They actually got 2 sequels, but the third one is just crap. The second one, is alright, it's entertaining. But the very first one is the one you need to see. Alright, we're talking about wooden Indians going after people, trying to avenge the people, the family that was murdered for no reason at a grocery store. And then you got something in the water of this lake. These high school kids visit this lake. That's called the raft. They swim out to the raft. All of a sudden, there's this big slush just comes around, and just surrounds them. Who knows what the hell it was, but we just know that it kills and it swallows. All right. So, and then you have that last story, man. It's about a hitchhiker, a rich lady who's cheating on her husband, man. Rich husband, rich wife, cheating on him. She ends up running over this guy, man, who's walking, alongside the road or whatever. And, spoiler alert. If y'all haven't seen that, man, I encourage y'all to check that one out too. Man, I'm talking Creepshow is an excellent movie. Excellent, man. But coming in at number 7, we got Jeepers Creepers. Oh my gosh. Now, this one was tough because I actually do like the second one. the first one, the best of them all, okay? It had a good storyline, a good plot. It actually starts out with, if y'all have not seen Jeepers Creepers, spoiler alert, okay? Starts out with two characters, and they're actually the main characters. Two main characters, a brother and a sister, who stumble upon something secret after they see somebody that just it didn't seem right, tossing something covered in a white sack covered in blood, tossing it down the shaft. They end up getting nosy, of course. Come find out, this person is a creature of some sort that comes to life every 23 years, and for 23 days he gets to eat. Now you hear what I say, eat. And the boy, one of the high school, the teenage, one of the main characters, he goes down into the lair, and he finds out what's going on and ends up leaving his blood. The creature returns, smells the blood, and he loves it. So he sniffs out the main character. He sniffs him out, he finds him, and eventually, if you have not seen it, I'll let you find out what happens. But it is very entertaining, man. That was my number 7, man. Jeepers Creepers is definitely something you should check out. They're actually going to reboot this movie too. I can't wait for that, because the reboot is something that is not being directed by the person who directed the original, because the original director, he ended up being imprisoned for something that I cannot mention on this right now, but hey, y'all can look it up, all right? Number 6, man. We're coming in at number 6 now. The Conjuring. They're actually pretty good movies, but The Conjuring, the very first one, stands out the most. Even though 2 and 3 are good. 2 or 3 are very good. It's definitely something y'all should check out, man. I encourage that the most. Of course, that's about demons and not demons. Well, yeah, demons. For some reason, I tend to watch movies that I don't like, that scare me the most. You know what I'm saying? I tend to watch those the most. Check them out, man. But coming in at number 5 now, we got The Exorcist, the very first one. They spawned 2 sequels to this. There's 3 movies in total. The Exorcist. This movie is the main reason why I do not like demon movies. This movie alone did it for me, because I saw this movie when I was younger. I think I was starting around my teenage years. This movie killed me. All right, to this day, it is the only movie that scares me. Actually, does scare me. The Exorcist, and I think the reason why mostly is because it's a true story. This shit's for real, man. So if y'all haven't seen The Exorcist, you must see it. Not only is it a true story, but it's a very entertaining adaptation of that true story. Alright, you got the girl, the main character, who ends up being possessed by the devil. Or not so much the devil, but a demon of some sort. Her problem gets worse throughout the course of the movie. It gets worse. Skin gets messed up. She's vomiting. Then you got the guy, the Catholic priest who comes in. He exorcises the demon out of the little girl and whatever. But if y'all have not seen it, man, spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you any more about it. I'm just here to give you my top 10, and The Exorcist is at my top 5, man. Coming in at number 4, it is one of the most iconic movies of all time. They still try to make movies about this, and they do not work. All right, I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. Number 4, we got Halloween, man. Michael fucking Myers, man. Michael Myers, Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis, the original horror movie slasher, whatever you want to call it. It's not a slasher to me. Killed it, man. That is one of the most entertaining movies you will ever see. They spawned, of course, they made sequels to it. Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever, whatnot. Halloween 2 was alright. It didn't exactly do the first one any justice, because they were inside the hospital the entire time, and it just made no sense whatsoever. There's Jamie Lee Curtis, of course. She did a phenomenal job in the second one, like she did in the first one. But this just for some reason, of course, they had different directors and different writers, and I don't know why they chose to do it, but they did it in just one scene. Budget restraints, I don't know, but who cares, man? The first one, though, is a classic, man. If you have not seen Halloween, the first one, why are you even watching movies, period? That's all I want to know. Okay. I am enticed to see the new one though, Halloween Kills. I'm hoping it ends it all, and they just be thrilled with it, because my God, I'm so tired of reboots and remakes and trying to tell the story over again. They end up messing up the timeline of the story. Terminator is a prime example of that. But coming in at number 3, we got Stephen King. Once again, the master of horror. We got Stephen King's It. And I'm not talking about the new one. Alright, I'm talking about the original. Tim Curry. We're talking about Tim Curry's It. Have y'all not seen this movie? If you have not seen this movie, you need to see it. You will definitely know where it comes from when it comes to the newer versions of it. Of course, you know, the newer versions are good. First one, excellent. Second one, not so much. I mean, I don't know what happened with that, man, with the writing and that. I have no clue. But the first one, when they rebooted the very first one, it was excellent. Very excellent. Kept you on your, there was no slow parts whatsoever. Kept you on your toes, man, at the edge of your seat. But it spawns from the very first one, the original, man. Tim Curry, It. Excellent. Masterpiece. Master fucking piece. And this is both movies now. It's 4 hours long, almost 5 hours long. It starts out just like they do now, but it started out as kids, and it carries on, you know, towards the second movie or whatever, combining the one, they second, you know, then they're grown, and they end up taking care of what they do, you know. It's excellent movie, man. Y'all don't know what this is, please check it out, man. Stephen King's It. Tim Curry, right? Tim Curry, one of the greatest actors of all time, too. He's not in a good state right now, so we're going to pray for him. We're coming in at number 2. Number 2. This is where we at right now. My all-time favorite horror movies of all time. Number 2 and number 1. Number 2. Alien. The very first one. Ridley Scott. This movie is a masterpiece. Not to mention the fact that I just love movies where you got a cast trapped somewhere where they can't go nowhere else. They got to stay where they're at. And they're in space. This is just like being trapped on a submarine underwater. It's not really too much you can do, man. Not too many places you can go. Sigourney Weaver, the entire cast, the story, just, it was ahead of its time. That movie was ahead of its time. Alien was the absolute best when it came to, and then it was the start of a new era of horror. Alright, this is back in the 70s. This movie came out and it was ahead of its time. If you actually watch this movie, you could, there's some special effects that still stand today. Still stand strong today, man. Back then they did actually good, they did do some good camera work, man, when it came to showing that alien. All right, and that's what stands up today and makes it believable today. You can actually still watch this movie and be just totally compelled with fear. Masterpiece. But there is, that was number 2. There is one movie, and only one movie alone, that stands above Alien as my number 2. The number 1 movie of all time, my favorite movie, horror movie of all time. Aliens. The second one, the sequel. Alright, the sequel to Alien. Sigourney Weaver, the Marines, man. I'm talking, we got a cast full of people, man. We got Bill Paxton, Sigourney Weaver. James Cameron took Ridley Scott's movie, made his own separate movie, but at the same time, sticking to the story of Ridley Scott's first Alien. Like I said, they're trapped in this area where they send them in, they're going after the alien, they're trying to find out what happened to this colony. They don't know what the hell happened. So they send in the Marines, man. And the Marines, boy, they get a wake-up call. Because, you know, they're acting all big, bad, and tough. You know, just like a Marine squad where they don't know what they're about to get into, even though they were warned. No. Did they listen? No. Man, they thought they could handle it. They got machine guns. They got grenades. All kind of shit. Got their asses kicked, man. 9 of them. And, of course, you meet the Queen. Most epic battle of antagonist and protagonist in movie cinema history. Get away from her, you bitch! Aliens, James Cameron, Alien, Sigourney Weaver, my favorite movie of all time. Nothing can top this movie. Nothing. Nothing at all. We're talking about all the way down the line. This movie has no flaws whatsoever, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it, man. Like I said, next time we're going to come up with the top 10 comedies. See what y'all think about my list on that one, because, hey, it's pretty wild. I like some comedies now. It's going to be hard to choose the top 10 out of this one. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I got one particular movie in mind that might be the number one. But as soon as I make my list and I figure it out, I enjoyed it, man. My world, your world, our world, man. Ski!